What's up guys, Alvaro here and welcome to the Bilingual Stock Market channel again. On this channel we talk about the markets, but we do it in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. And in this video, and as I do it Mondays through Thursdays, I want to make a quick stock market update, so I want to break down some technicals going over S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, but also breaking down from a technical standpoint 4 stocks that tomorrow are going to be on the very top of my personal watch list. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. And today the markets were very choppy, guys. We had a mixed day with Russell going up 1.49%, Nasdaq going down 0.52%, Dow Jones went up 0.21%, and the S&P 500 went down 0.28%. However, despite the fact that the S&P went down today, the bulls managed to hold as lower support, a very important area of previous support at 44.40, but we are going to check on that in just a second when we go over the S&P 500. Keep in mind, guys, that today this gentleman kept on going up. The good old, or should I say the bad old 10-year Treasury yield, which went up today 0.026%. It actually burst above 1.5%. It went up to 1.53%, guys. It was absolutely out of control earlier today pre-market, and then it retraced, and it is trading as of now at 1.48%. And as I said in the video that we posted yesterday, we need to keep a close watch on the 10-year Treasury yield, because I truly believe, guys, that if we happen to see this economic indicator above 1.55%, needless to say 1.6%, sorry, most of the tech-oriented and growth stocks are going to take a hit most likely. When it comes to the sectors that trade inside the S&P 500, the best performing sector today was the energy sector, which went up 3.50%, and the financial sector had a phenomenal day today, guys. Phenomenal. Just like former President Trump used to say. So the financial sector went up today 1.33%, and the tech sector, which is the most important sector inside the S&P, went down 0.97%. So we can make the case that for the most part, and despite the fact that the energy sector went up 3.50%, the energy sector is not it isn't an important sector inside the S&P in terms of weight. So for the most part, the sector that did the heavy lifting today was the financial sector. And before going over the S&P 500, I want to show you guys a trade that I closed today in a successful way, and that was discussed here on the channel. Metamaterials. What happened with Metamaterials? I told you, watch out for the stock of this company finding a good support at the lows $5. So on September 23rd, I purchased 400 shares of Metamaterials at $5.09, paying $2,035, and I ended up selling out of these 400 shares today at $5.64. I ended up leaving some money on the table, but that's fine, guys. It is business as usual, because profit is profit. So I was paid earlier today $2,256. I ended up making over here $230. I also sold 2 covered calls of AMC, with which I made good money, but I am going to show you those covered calls once we go over AMC Entertainment. S&P 500. So, and as I said in the introduction of this video, this index went down today 0.28%, and it closed today's trading session at 4,443 points. So I am going to zoom in here on the 4-hour chart, and guys, the fact that the bulls managed to find lower support at 44.40, which happens to be a previous area of support from August 11, and also a previous area of overhead resistance that acted as such on 2 occasions back in early August, that is very positive. And on top of that, 44.40 also acted as lower support back in mid-September. So the bulls managed to find support at an important spot, let's just put it that way, And the next important task for the bulls of the S&P is going to be taking on this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart at 4,462 points, 44.62. And after having taken on, or after having been able to take on this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart, they need to take on 44.72. Since the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart is at a lower spot relative to the spot that it was at when I recorded yesterday's video, I still believe that once the bulls of the S&P manage to take on this 50 SMA, and right after having done that, taken on 44.72, this is going to be good night Irene for the bears. In the case of the bears, on the flip side, what's the most important task for the bears of the S&P? They need to break to the downside this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, and after having been able to break this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, they need to take on 43.95. If the bears happen to be able to carry out this very difficult task, they are going to be back in the game. In terms of the relative strength index of the S&P, it is at 52 points, very healthy from a technical standpoint. This index is neither oversold nor overbacked. So I think that if the bulls happen to have a positive day tomorrow, they are going to be able to take on this 50 SMA and also the other, or the next important area of overhead resistance at 44.73. And I think that that might be good night Irene for the bears. And in the case of the Nasdaq 100, this index went down today. And mind you guys, the Nasdaq 100 went down 0.81%, and it closed today's trading session at $15,204, or rather $15,204 points. But the fact that the 10-year Treasury yield went up a lot today, or it went up a good chunk, let's just put it that way, didn't affect the Nasdaq and the Nasdaq 100 in a very negative way. In fact, guys, one of the stocks that I am going to break down in this video, Tesla, which happens to be a very expensive stock that trades on higher multiples, ended up going up today almost $17. So this price action that we are seeing between the 10-year Treasury yield and the Nasdaq 100 is a bit tricky. It is a bit tricky. That is just the truth of the matter. But we still need to keep a close watch on both. The two Nasdaq and Nasdaq 100, and the 10-year Treasury yield. So I am going to zoom in here. And the 4-hour chart, relative strength index of the Nasdaq 100 at 44 points, very healthy from a technical standpoint. And since the bulls closed today's trading session at 15,204 points, then the next important task for the bulls, this might be something that they are going to be able to do in tomorrow's trading session, would be taking on 15,386 points, which is going to be the next important area of overhead resistance for the bulls of the Nasdaq 100. Once the bulls of the NDX manage to take on 13,380 points, at the same time they are going to be bursting above this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart, and in my opinion, and I said this in yesterday's video, this is going to be good night Irene. And in the case of the bears of the NDX, they have in front of themselves the very same task that I pointed out in yesterday's video, guys. They need to break to the downside 15,150 points, and at the same time, by doing so, they are going to be breaking this 180 SMA to the downside, this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, and that is going to let the bears be back in the game. But as of now, it looks like, if you ask me, like what do I believe is going to be the let's say the outcome, the most likely outcome for the Nasdaq 100, by the looks of it, I would say that the bulls are going to take on 15,380 points, and they are going to be able to break this 50 SMA to the upside. And that's it, guys. Good night, Irene, for the bears. See you in next September, hopefully. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at Amc Entertainment, which went down today 1.77%, and it closed today's trading session at $39.30. The RSI of AMC is at 38 points, very healthy from a technical standpoint. We could even make the case that AMC is about to enter into oversold territory. And the most important task, guys, for the apes of AMC is going to be holding $38 as lower support. As long as the bulls can hold $38 as lower support, which happens to be a former area of overhead resistance from mid-August, and we are also talking about a former area of support that acted as such back in early June, then anything can happen over here in the case of AMC. Let me show you, by the way, guys, the calls that I sold today. I sold 2 covered calls. I think that this is, I typed call. Sorry about that, guys. So Amc Entertainment. So in the case of this is my second trading and investment portfolio. I sold the $49 call that expires on October 29. I was paid over here. No, I think that I was paid more money here. Let me see. So I was paid $255. Okay, so I made that money today. And in the case of my first trading and investment portfolio, let me see, I sold another covered call. So let me see over here. I think that the other call, I sold the same covered call, but in the case, the $52 call expiring on October 29. Is this the same call? Let me see, guys. So is this the same call? Yeah, this is the $49 call. Okay, that's fine. That's why I was paid more money. That's fine. Okay. And in the case of my first trading and investment portfolio, then this is the $52 call that expires on October 29. And I think that I was paid $210 over here. Let me see. $210. So I ended up making, between the covered calls that I sold of AMC, these 2 covered calls, plus the money that I made out of the trade that I just showed you with Meta Materials, I ended up making today $695. Nothing crazy. These were base hits, but remember, guys, that base hits are the ones that are going to put us in the Hall of Fame. So, and as I was saying in the case of AMC, so the main task for the bulls of AMC is going to be taking on $42, which happens to be a previous area of lower support that acted as such back in early September, but we are also talking about a former area of lower support, that acted as such on 2 occasions back in early June as well. And on top of that, take a look at how $42, guys, is coinciding now on the 4-hour chart with the 50 SMA. So we can expect the bulls of AMC to have a hard time trying to burst above $42. And after having been able to take on $42, then they are going to have to deal with another important area of overhead resistance near $46. $46 already acted as lower support back on September 9, and we are also talking about a former area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of AMC felt back on August 30th, and we are also talking about a former area of lower support that acted as such on 2 occasions back in early June. And I was taking a look at these, guys. Take a look at how the 50 SMA is downtrending on the 4-hour chart, and at the same time we can see the 180 SMA trying to pick up a bit. So can we see a death cross in the upcoming days if the apes or the bulls of AMC are not able to pull up? If the bulls of AMC aren't able to make a push higher? Watch out for this, because we could potentially see a death cross in the course of the upcoming days in the case of AMC. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the nightmare of the stock market, Alibaba. And in the case of Baba, the stock of this Chinese company went on an absolute tear today, going up 3.52% and closing today's trading session at $150.18. And what do you know, guys? I am holding the bag, and you know that I always show you all of my positions. So in the case of Baba, I have 2 positions opened as of now. I am not concerned at all. So over here, I have a loss of $1,300. I own 50 shares at an average cost of $177.22. And with my second trading and investment portfolio, I think that I also own 50 shares, guys. Yeah, at a higher price. There you go. So 50 shares at an average cost of $182.18. And over here, I have an unrealized loss of $1,600. I should be buying 50 more shares in order to complete with both positions, guys. I should be buying 50 more shares in order to complete 100 shares on every single one of these two positions, so I can sell covered calls on those positions. So in the case of BABA, what could be potentially happening tomorrow or in the course of this week? So the RSI is at 48 points, very but very healthy from a technical standpoint. We can make the case that BABA is neither oversold nor overbought. So the most important task for the bulls of BABA, guys, is going to be taking on, first of all, this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart near $154. And after having been able to take on this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart, they might be able to fill the gap up to the next important area of overhead resistance at $160. $160 is an area in which the bulls of BABA felt on September 17. So I think, and taking into account that the relative strength index of BABA looks very but very healthy as of now, as I just said, that 48 points, I think that this push higher is doable, guys, for the bulls of BABA. In my case, I am going to feel way more comfortable averaging down my positions if I happen to see BABA bursting above $160. Needless to say, if BABA bursts above $160, then the call options that I am going to be possibly selling, the covered calls that I am going to be possibly selling, are going to have a higher price. So I am going to wait for BABA to burst above $160 before averaging down the positions that I just showed you. So watch out for BABA, guys. I think that, I mean, most of the Chinese stocks had a very solid day today, not only BABA. So if this good momentum keeps on going on, I can see the bulls of BABA, as I just said, taking on this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart and filling the gap up to $160. And now let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. And I don't know anything about the stock of this company. This is just a meme stock that I was told to go over. So Ethereum went down today 3.94%, and it closed today's trading session at $12.45. And what is this company about? Who cares, guys? Whatever. This is just a meme stock that we can take a trade with. And in the case of Ethereum, I was taking a look at the short interest, and it is at 31%. So this is a very high short interest. The stock of this company is no doubt about a candidate in order to be involved in a short squeeze. And in technical terms, guys, take a look at how the bulls of Ethereum, or the apes, or whatever they are, of Ethereum managed to close today's trading session slightly above this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. Or they actually closed right at the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart at $12.45. $12.45 is a previous area of lower support that acted as such back in early July. So if tomorrow, and for those who like to take trades with meme stocks, with hot meme stocks that are strong candidates in order to be involved in a short squeeze, watch out for Ethereum, guys, because the fact that the bulls managed to find support right at the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart that coincides with a previous area of support, that is a bullish fact, guys, no doubt about it. So watch out for the stock of this company consolidating slightly above $12.40. Let's say that we pick up some shares of Ethereum at $12.70 ish, and if we happen to take a trade up to the next important area of overhead resistance for Ethereum at $15.35, we could be making a 16% profit. Oh boy, this would be the trade that would save the week. And when I say $15.20 or $15.30, I am talking, about a former area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of the stock of this company fell back in early July, but we are also talking about a former area of support that acted as such on several occasions back in June. So watch out for ticker symbol ATER starting to consolidate slightly above $12.50. $1.50. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the talk of the town, guys, today. Good old Tesla. Oh boy. And it looks like it is happening once again. Tesla went up today 16%. No, it went up. Sorry, guys. It went up today $16. I wish it had gone up 16% because I am a long-term investor in Tesla. So Tesla went up today 2.19% and it closed today's trading session at $791.36. And I am going to show you my two long-term positions on Tesla, guys. So check this out, Tesla. And mind you, this is a long-term investment for me. I am not thinking about selling out of my Tesla shares in at least 10 years. So this is my second trading and investment portfolio. Here I own 20 shares of Tesla at an average cost of $311.26. And as of now, I have over here a gain of $9,563. Sorry, guys. And when it comes to my first investment and trading portfolio here, this is the biggest position that I own on Tesla. Over here, I own 110 shares at an average cost of $263.23. And as of now, I have an unrealized gain of $57,884. How about that, guys? But as I said before, this is a long-term investment for me, so I am not thinking about locking in the profit. That's absolutely, out of the table. That's not even a possibility. So in the case of Tesla, I'm not going to buy LEAPs that expire on 2024 at these levels. If we happen to see a correction of the markets, a correction of the NASDAQ or the NASDAQ 100, I am going to be probably buying LEAPs that expire in January of 2024. If we happen to see Tesla maybe in the low 600s, mid 500s, I am going to be tempted in order to pick up some Tesla LEAPs that as I just said, expire in January of 2024. So I know that many of you are interested in taking trades with Tesla. And guys, the relative strength index is very elevated. It is at 70 points on the 4-hour chart. Can Tesla fill the next gap with its relative strength index already being at 70 points? Yes, it can. We know that when Tesla trades on good volume and momentum, let's just put it this way. When Tesla trades on good volume and momentum, it just gives a fuck about the relative strength index. We already know that. So the next gap that Tesla would have to fill, it is up to $830. We are talking about a former area of support that acted as such back in January and February as well. I don't think, and I don't want Tesla to go this far, this fast. This is not what I want to see. And I have told you guys plenty of times that whenever Tesla starts to go up like crazy, I get a bit nervous. I get a bit antsy. I gotta be honest with you, because as the highest, or let's say the higher Tesla goes, then the more that its valuation gets stretched. So I don't like seeing Tesla going up like crazy. I don't like seeing Tesla being, I don't like seeing Tesla very overbought. I am investing in Tesla at a long term. So I just want Tesla to keep on going up at a steady pace, little by little. And I don't want to see crazy moves to the upside. So, and for those who are interested in taking a trade on Tesla, watch out for a retracement, for a pullback, which I hope will happen in the course of the upcoming days, because as I just said, the relative strength index is too high up. Then if Tesla happens to pull back, watch out for $764. $764 acted as overhead resistance back on September 17, and it also did it back on September 7. So we are talking about a former area of overhead resistance that was broken to the upside, and that should provide a good support if that area happens to be visited on the way of Tesla to the downside. So if you guys, I am not going to touch Tesla at $760. No way, not even with call options, guys. So if any of you picks up shares of Tesla at $764, And if you happen to sell out of those shares at the next important area of overhead resistance that I just told you, near 833 bucks, you are looking at an 8% profit. That would be a phenomenal profit. And mind you guys, if Tesla happens to fill this gap up to 833 bucks, the stock of this company is going to become a strong candidate for put options. I might buy some puts of Tesla at 833 bucks, because in that case, the relative strength index is going to go extremely high. And yeah, and I am in Tesla at a long term, so I don't mind buying puts here and there in order to hedge against my long-term position. So watch out for a retracement of Tesla, for a pullback down to 765 or 760 bucks approximately. And with Tesla, I am going to wrap up the video. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for hanging out with me once again. Remember and keep in mind, guys, that here on the Bilingual Stock Market channel, we are posting stock market update videos Mondays through Thursdays, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. So if you want to get all of the notifications of all of our videos in a timely manner, you have to be subscribed to the channel, but you also need to activate the notification bell right up there. Follow us on Instagram as well, guys, at Bilingual Stock Market. And remember that this is the Bilingual Stock Market channel, the YouTube channel in which we talk about the markets, but we do it in English and Spanish as well. But most importantly, this is the YouTube channel in which we know that the wonderful world of Wall Street is not for geniuses, it is for entrepreneurs just like you guys and myself. My name is Alvaro, and I will see you guys tomorrow once again, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. Peace out.